What's going on, guys? It's Cole, and welcome to GPS Season 6, Week 5. So last week, we were close, but we were unfortunately unable to beat Ryan, so we fell to 1-3. This week, we go up against Josh and the Waco Scizors, who are also 1-3. So let's check out his team. So this week is a battle of the weather, because he had, for his X tier, Kyogre, his S tier, Zapdos, the Cantonian Zapdos, that is. A tier, he has Kingdra. For the B tiers, he has Scizor, his team mascot, Duraludon, and Seismitoad. And for the C tiers, he has Driftblim, D.C.D, Beartic, and Boltund. So let's check out our team. Alright, and for our team, we have our X tier, Kyurem White, our S tier, Amoonguss, our A tier, Excadrill, our B tiers, Dracozolt, Gigalith, and Heatran, and our C tiers, Silvally, Skuntank, Articuno, and returning to the team, Mantine. Mantine is our Kyogre answer. Hopefully it's going to work out the way I would like. Alright, so we are now getting ready to get set up with the battle with Josh. So as I said, the team I expect him to bring is Kyogre, Zapdos, Scizor, Seismitoad, D.C.D, and Kingdra. So the team that we are bringing is Dracozolt, Heatran, Silvally Grass, Mantine, White Kyurem, and Gigalith, with a Pasho Berry. Mantine has a Wakan Berry. Dracozolt has the Life Orb. Heatran, as usual, has the Assault Vest. And Kyurem has the Choice Specs. Alright, so, as we can see, he brings almost everything that I expected. Just not Decidueye, he brought Drifblim instead. So that's fine. As you'll see, the Decidueye icon will be disappearing. And there is an image of Driftblim over it because I didn't have the GIF file for it, so I just downloaded a static image. So the team I'm bringing to the first battle is going to be Obsidian and Woodstock to lead off, with Gale and Frost and Flame in the back. So I'm not on my regular sword game because the YCOM would not work. However, it works on my shield. So yeah, I don't know why it wasn't working, but whatever. So he leads off with Kyogre and Driftblim. So we will get the weather off because Gigalith obviously is slower than Kyogre. So he likes carrying, like Strength Sap, probably Will-O-Wisp, Tailwind on his Driftblim. He probably has the Weakness Policy. And as you can see, we have Explosion on Obsidian, just as a last resort. So we go for the Stone Edge into Driftblim, and Woodstock will protect. Because I'm expecting him to use Tailwind, but instead he uses Ally Switch. So Kyogre will take the Stone Edge after hitting Gigalith with Water Spout, which will do way less than it normally would due to the Pasho Berry, and the special defense boost from the Sandstorm. So we get the Stone Edge off, does about half health, so Water Spout will be doing considerably less now. So he's probably going to have to switch because he's not going to want to keep using Water Spout. We go for Rock Slide. I'm trying to get the flinch on Drifblim. So yep, he swaps out into Seismitoad, which is a good thing I didn't use Bolt Beak. And we swap out Obsidian and go into Gale just in case he decides to Water Spout again. The Rock Slide misses the Seismitoad, that's fine. We get Drifblim down to about half health. Proc the Weakness Policy. Lose some health to Life Orb, and he misses a Will-O-Wisp. That would have been bad. So here I'm expecting him to swap Seismitoad out and bring back Kyogre. So I decide to swap Gale out and bring Obsidian back into the battle. And I go for Bolt Beak into the Drifblim to take it out. Hoping he doesn't ally switch again. He doesn't, so Drifblim will go down to a Bolt Beak. So Seismitoad will hit Dracozolt with an Earth Power, which takes it out with a crit. The Dracozolt goes down. And now it's 3-3. So I send in Frost and Flame. And he sends out Saturn, the Kyogre. So I switch Gigalith out and send in Gale to absorb any incoming water move. And it will absorb the Hydro Pump. And Saturn goes for Ice Beam into Kyurem. So that won't do too much. And we get the Freeze Dry off, which will take out the Seismitoad. Now it's 3-2. And I'm expecting him to have Deimos the Zapdos, which he likes to map Dynamax. So I'm anticipating an electric move from Zapdos into Mantine, since Saturn is locked in to Ice Beam. So yep, he goes for the max on Deimos. And then I go for the Freeze Dry into Kyogre. But instead he goes for Airstream into Kyurem, which will take it out. So now it's down to Mantine and Gigalith versus his two heaviest hitters. I was not expecting to win this battle. So we see that he has a Life Orb. Gale uses Mirror Coat, but obviously it fails. So now I know that that's not really going to work too well. So we get the Sand Up. And I go to Dynamax Mantine. I go for Max Airstream into Saturn. Hopefully it'll kill. And then I go for Stone Edge into Zapdos. Trust me, I was not anticipating ever maxing Mantine in this battle. So Saturn gets an Ice Beam off. And we get frozen. Lovely. Deimos uses Max Lightning, which will proc our Wakan Berry. And we live it at 124 HP. We get the Airstream off into Kyogre, who unfortunately lives it. And Obsidian is frozen. So Saturn will go down next turn to Sand. So I go for a double Protect, hoping that Obsidian will unfreeze itself. And we get the Protect off because Obsidian thaws out after one turn. So that Ice Beam will do nothing, as will that Max Lightning. And Saturn literally lives the Sandstorm damage on 1 HP. So basically, I need this second Max Guard to get up, Obsidian to hit a Stone Edge, and then we win. I know it's a cheeky way to win a battle, but I kinda have to. So yep, I go for the Max Guard, not expecting it to actually work. And then the Stone Edge into Deimos, which I hope hits. So we somehow managed to get the second Max Guard off. Saturn uses Ice Beam. We don't get frozen. Deimos' Rock-type Weather Ball hits the Protect. Obsidian uses Stone Edge. Deimos goes down, and we win the first battle with the unlikeliest of survivors. Mantine, who was brought to the battle to die, and Gigalith. So that's the first game down. I will see you in game 2. Alright, so he leads off with Scizor and Drifblim, and we lead off with the same Obsidian and Woodstock. So I'm expecting Scizor to Bullet Punch Obsidian and Drifblim. I don't know what Drifblim's gonna do. I did Rock Slide in case he decided to swap out to Seismitoad. Which he didn't end up bringing into this battle. So, yep, Scizor goes for Bullet Punch. Does a lot of damage off of Technician, and I don't know what its item is. So we get the Rock Slide off. Proc the Weakness Policy. And Driftblim flinches. And we get the Stone Edge off into Scizor, which takes it down to low yellow. So now I go for Protect. And I Bolt Beak the Driftblim. So we get the Protect off. But it doesn't matter because he Bullet Punches Woodstock. Which, even though it's resisted, still does pretty good damage. Oh, it was a crit, that's why. So we get the Bolt Beak off and Driftblim will go down. So we take some Life Orb Recoil. And he sends out Saturn to get up the rain. So we swap Obsidian out into Gale, and we protect Woodstock. So Scizor uses Bullet Punch and hits Gale, and he anticipated the swap and goes for Ice Beam into Dracozolt. So that's fine. Now I can swap Obsidian back in and take out Kyogre with Bolt Beak because it will one-shot. I had run the Calcs the other day and I knew it would. So we really need to win this week, considering we've lost the last 2 weeks against Pittsburgh and then against Ryan. So he swaps Scizor out and goes Deimos. And we swap Gale out and go into Obsidian. So Dracozolt will move before Kyogre. And we get the Bolt Beak off, and Kyogre will go down. So now it's 4-3. So he sends Scizor back out. So either way, Obsidian's gonna die. So I go for an Explosion and a Protect. So as I figured, he maxes Deimos again. Yep, we get the protect off. And yep, okay, so Obsidian will die to Bullet Punch, that's fine. Whatever. Explosion may not have honestly done that much to Scizor anyway, since it's resisted. So he goes for Max Rockfall off of the Max Weather Ball. So, yeah, so we go down to 19 health. And I send out Frost and Flame. So I was contemplating either Weather Ball or Freeze Dry, but Freeze Dry with Stab is literally just barely stronger than Weather Ball, because Weather Ball gets doubled, but Freeze Dry with Stab goes up to 105 power, whereas Weather Ball would be 100. So like I said, it literally just barely does more damage. So Scizor goes for Bullet Punch, almost KOs Frost and Flame, and Woodstock will get the Bolt Beak off, knocking Scizor out. So now it's down to 2-1. Woodstock goes down to 3 health off of the Life Orb recoil. He was probably anticipating that Bullet Punch to take out Kyurem, so he didn't target it. So he takes Dracozolt down with Max Rockfall, and Frost and Flame will almost KO it with Freeze Dry. So all I have to do now is protect Gale by Max Guarding, and he will attack Frost and Flame with Max Rockfall, I think, and Deimos will die to Life Orb, which means we win in 2 games with this time just Mantine remaining. And like I said before, ironically, the thing I brought into the battle to die survived both games. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So we get the Max Guard up. He takes Kyurem down with Airstream, my bad. And he will go down to Life Orb. And like I said, we win. Good game, Josh. That was close. That was very close. So, like I said, we win. So next week we have the Slateport City Sableyes coached by a new coach. So I will see you guys later. Bye.